What's up, my creators? Today I want to show you how you can do well on your multiple choice questions IELTS listening. So it's from IELTS, changed in Brentford over the last 50 years. So it's really easy that you have to follow some strategies. So the first of all, we have to know that in Shona's opinion, why do fewer people use bus in Brentford these days? Okay, we have to find these days. And in Shona's opinion, many people may give their opinion, but we care about what Shona thinks of. And fewer people. Okay, another keyword is a fewer people. Fewer people use bus these days. So it can be anything that the bus are old and uncomfortable. It can be so that we don't know the answer yet, but we can guess and we can mark that relatively important keywords. What change in road network is known have benefited the town most? So the most important word is benefited most. Have benefited most. We have to find the most. And change. We have to find the change in road network. All right. And okay, road network is another keyword. Not that important, but it's important as well. So what is the problem affecting shopping in town center? Okay, we have to find a town center. And the problem. We have to find a problem which is affecting problem. Okay, affecting. Okay. So another important is what does Shona say about medical facilities in Barford? All right, medical facilities. We need to find the medical facilities. And what Shona says. Okay, we have to find a true answer in Barford. Okay, and the largest number of people are employed in. Okay, employed in. We have to find what kind of largest number. All right, it can be any answer. Like I'll start finding the answers now. So let's play the audio. Let's play the audio.
First of all, let me thank you all for coming to this public meeting to discuss the future of our town. Our first speaker is Shona Ferguson from Barford Town Council. Shona.
Thank you. First, I'll briefly give you some background information. Then I'll be asking you for your comments on developments in the town. Well, as you don't need me to tell you, Barford has changed a great deal in the last 50 years. These are some of the main changes. 50 years ago, buses linked virtually every part of the town and the neighbouring towns and villages. Most people used them frequently, but not now, because the bus companies concentrate on just the routes that attract most passengers. So parts of the town are no longer served by buses. Even replacing old, uncomfortable buses with smart new ones has had little impact on passenger numbers. It's sometimes said that bus fares are too high, but in relation to average incomes, fares are not much higher than they were 50 years ago. Changes in the road network are affected.
Right, as you can see that we were talking about stuff that changed, and she said that in the past it used to connect more roads, but now it connects lesser roads, and they changed old buses, but it didn't help them, and fare is still relatively the same. Fare means like a bus travel, like a ticket price. Okay, so we found the first one's answer. This answer is going to be C. So I'm going to mark this one C, and we have to follow what she's saying and find the correct answer as soon as she says. All right, now we have to find what change in road network is known to have benefited the town most. Okay.
In the town, the centre was recently closed to traffic on a trial basis, making it much safer for pedestrians. The impact of this is being measured. The new cycle paths separating bikes from cars in most main roads are being used far more than was expected, reducing traffic and improving air quality. And although the council's attempts to have a bypass constructed have failed, we haven't given up hope of persuading the government to change its mind. Shopping in the town centre has changed over the years. Many of us can remember when...
Alright, as you can see now they said this one's failed, but this one is being used far more than expected already. And so the answer is going to be B here. She said it helped to improve the air quality, it helped to improve the movement, everything. So I marked this one as a correct answer. Alright, now we move to this question where it says, what is the problem affecting shopping town center?
The town was crowded with people going shopping. Numbers have been falling for several years, despite efforts to attract shoppers. for instance by opening new car parks. Some people combine shopping with visits to the town's restaurants and cafes. Most shops are small independent stores, which is good, but many people prefer to use supermarkets and department stores in nearby large towns, as there are so few well-known chain stores here.
So they said they have a parking space and they have restaurant, cafes if they want to rest, but they don't have a major big supermarkets which people prefer. So the answer is going to be B here. So the main problem is they don't have a large supermarkets, alright?
Turning now to medical facilities. The town is served by family doctors in several medical practices, fewer than 50 years ago, but each catering for far more patients. Our hospital closed 15 years ago, which means journeys to other towns are unavoidable. On the other hand, there are more dentists than there used to be. Employment patterns have changed along with...
So she said that their medical hospital was closed 15 years ago, and said that they're not talking, and she didn't talk about anything about plan, and she said that the number of dentists actually rose, but here it says too low, but she said it rose actually. So it's obviously incorrect. This was incorrect. This is the only correct answer we have in multiple choice questions. So I'm going to circle this one as well for these purposes. And now I move to the last one where we have to find the largest number of people are employed in, all right?
Almost everything else. The number of schools and colleges has increased, making that the main employment sector. Services such as website design and accountancy have grown in importance, and surprisingly perhaps, manufacturing hasn't seen the decline that has affected it in other parts of the country.
Before you hear the rest of...
Alright, she said the number of colleges rose, and this is a major employee sector in this Bradford now. So this is going to be education, as college and schools can be called education system. So the answer is going to be C here. Once you pay attention and listen, it's not that much confusing. However, we have to pay attention where it says, like for example, manufacturing in many parts of the country declined, but here it still stays the same. However, it's not the largest number of employers where the largest number of employers work. So the answers are like this. We found all the correct answers here following this simple like listening our tactics. And here that I want to show you that in the next video, this one is from the section 2. It's much easier to do. That's why it's been easier. However, in the next video, I want to show you, if you follow our videos, in the next video I'll show you how to do well on your section 3, where it's much harder and the questions are much longer to read. It's almost the same strategy. However, I want to show you in the next video. So if you have any questions, you can leave in the comments. I'll be more than glad to answer. And not to miss our next video, please subscribe our channel. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.